Congratulations, David, on another wise and sage speech, peppered with humor, storytelling, suspense, and in your own unique style, super, super entertaining. So first, let's talk about some of the things you did really well. Started off with a great introduction. So you've given 3 or 4 speeches in the last few weeks, and I think every single time, the very first word is imagine. That is a great way to start off a speech, because immediately you're asking the audience to start thinking, and you're pulling them in, imagine. And he even, you know, this leads into his stage movement, but he gets down like this, he even gets down like this to connect more with the audience. Your stage movement is really, really good. You know, normally, sometimes we encourage people to move with purpose. And okay, when you're talking about this point, you go over here and then over here. And you actually did that. You said in my first year, and then you said my second year. But then a few other times you were sort of moving around left and right. But it worked because you were being very playful and creative with it. You were cutting the distance between you and the audience. And then sometimes even going down. So I think you do a really good job of managing the stage. You had some really good humor elements in there, and I love the way that you speak, because you have these great moments where you set up suspense, like the sometime together, leading us down on the path, and you accentuated it in such a way that it was very funny. You did some character voices, you had dialogue with your friends when your friends said, "That's not love," and you did a great job of jumping into that voice. And in general, you left us with a great message, right? If you want love, you said in the very beginning, imagine finding the love of your life. And at the end, the message was, you got to work for it. So everyone in the audience got value from listening to your speech. And it was very entertaining. So what could you do to take it to the next level? One thing that I noticed is sometimes your eye contact it's overall very, very good. But sometimes when you transition to your next point, you look down and you walk over to this way. And sometimes you look up a little bit. So I would encourage you, even during your transitions to the next part of the stage, to keep contact with the audience, eye contact. One thing that I was wondering, maybe you could describe Marion a little more. I was thinking maybe I wanted to kind of know some details about her. And you could maybe describe what she looked like, where she came from, what she liked, and what was really the reason that you fell in love with her. We knew you were in love, but maybe just a little more of a vivid description of her would help the audience create more of a picture in their mind of what she was like. And then maybe the speech could use a little bit more structure. I mean, your style is very loose, and a typical speech has usually 3 main sections to it. And your style is a little bit more alinear, I should say, or a little bit more abstract. And it doesn't bother me at all, but I'm wondering maybe if you could potentially add a little bit more structure to it to maybe help the audience know where you're going with the speech. But you have such a unique style that I don't know even if that's necessary, because your style is more storytelling. And then a few different, you take a little departure here and there that's maybe a little bit confusing for the audience. But in general, I think it was a fantastic speech. I love your humor. I absolutely love it, and some great surprises and suspense in there. But thank you very much for another fantastic speech.